Said, We Said. This is John, giving you my weekly spoiler review of The Walking Dead. This one's for Season 7, Episode 7, Sing Me a Song. The episode starts out with the scene that we saw in the commercial at the end of last week with Michonne kind of walking through the woods, whistling, hunting we will go. Taking out walkers. At first it gave the impression that she just put her stuff down and started dragging off a walker for some reason. I thought maybe she was going to do the guts trick or something, and that she was leaving her bag down with her sword in it to maybe leave some breadcrumbs or appear that she was hurt or something. But later on in the episode we'll circle back, but that definitely was not the case. So then we go to Rick and Aaron. They wake up in a box truck together. Probably doesn't smell very good in there. So then they're kind of just walking around trying to scavenge stuff for Negan. Again, Nick, wrong show. Looking to get some stuff for the Saviors, and they stumble upon some signs basically saying, beware, keep out, go away, don't enter. Kind of like a reverse Terminus thing, where the Terminus signs were enticing people to show up and go to Terminus for horrible reasons, but these signs are basically saying keep out, stay away. So then some Saviors are talking, and we realize that that's the truck. It stopped for a break or something. That's the one that Carl and Jesus is on. And, Jesus is kind of looking around. He's seeing that they're getting to the sanctuary. He's saying, he's telling Carl, hey, it's time to jump off. Carl's like, yeah, go ahead. You show me how to do it, Spider-Man. And guess what? Jesus jumps off and totally falls for it. Carl stays on, kind of waves him off. And a couple episodes ago, the one with Carl and Enid, Riggs gets a lot of heat. There's even rumors of him being recast or replaced just because his acting has kind of gone down. But this that episode with Enid and everything, I thought he was doing pretty well. He was progressing well, and then this one was actually even better. So he just comes out like a boss and he caps two Saviors right away. Negan just kind of starts laughing. Daryl voices like, get out of here. He wants him nowhere near the sanctuary. Daryl obviously has been demoted to working on the wall, and we really get that first pan up look of the sanctuary, how big their wall is, and it's incredible. It looks right out of the comic book. He scares the crap out of me. I want to keep him around a little bit, but Negan, nothing goes unpunished. So then we get the creepy scene, and we get to see the stable of Negan's sister wives. Some of them look a little questionably young. It was just pretty gross, kind of an uncomfortable scene. While Negan was away, there's something that transpired with one of his wives, and he goes up to his main girl Sherry, which from the prior episodes we know Sherry is Dwight's ex-wife. So he goes up to her and he kind of asks her what's going on. You could definitely see there's a lot of contention between the two. It's not all, kisses and roses. She's not trying to put up any front that she likes him or anything. She calls him an a-hole on multiple occasions. But she says, just go ahead and take it easy on her. And she's talking about this other girl because something transpired while he was away. So he goes up to her. He's kind of consoling her in a creepy, Predator alert kind of way. All the while, he's, kind of looking back and forth to Carl, too. So you kind of think that maybe down the road, he's setting something up with this girl and Carl. Definitely he's not going to reward Carl right now, after he shot two of his men. But maybe somewhere down the road, he's going to try to set up this girl, Mark's girlfriend or wife or whatever, with Carl some way. I don't know. It was just an all around weird scene. He gets Sherry to go sweet on him again. He starts making out with her, and on purpose, of course, he tells his buddy to have Dwight bring in Daryl just in time to where he has his tongue halfway down her throat. The people that he's that have proven themselves, like his first lieutenants, second lieutenants, he's still messing with. So even life under Negan, even if you're on the A list or the B list, is still not good. Because he's still gonna mess with you. So then we get a little bit back at Alexandria with Rosita and Spencer and Eugene. Rosita and Eugene are trying to go off. Rosita has that mission to make a bullet, really. Spencer's kind of saying, oh, this is just how life is now. It's just paying taxes to the man, but just blame Rick, and he's just being douchey Spencer, just like normal. I can't wait to see that guy's guts. So then we have a scene with Father Gabriel and Spencer in the car. Spencer's just talking crap about Rick, how he hates him because he blames him for all the stuff that's befallen the Alexandrians. But, it was like probably 2 seconds away from even worse stuff happening with the Alexandrians without Rick. So the wolves would have came right over those walls and wiped them all out. And the wolves were terrible. So you have, Spencer, basically saying that he would like to off our fearless leader Rick, and Father Gabriel just has had enough, and he says, just let me out of the damn car, I'm done. So when the priest turns on you, you're not in good shape. So back at the sanctuary, this is one of my favorite parts, if not my favorite part of the episode. We have kind of like a camera off moment with Negan and Carl, and they're sitting down, and he's just kind of trying to Negan. This is the episode that kind of shows Negan's heart. This is kind of, which sounds crazy, I know, but it seems like if they might set up a turn for Negan's character in the future, maybe. I don't know if they're going to go that route. They might just, as far as TV series go, they might just kill him because he's kind of, point of no return. But he's just trying to kind of be like an older brother, father, horribly trying with Carl. He's trying to make jokes that aren't funny. He had Joe come in and bring him Lucille, and he's even like making fun of him, trying to get Carl to smirk, and Carl's just obviously not laughing at all. So then it's a great scene where he makes Carl take off his bandages, makes fun of him real bad. Carl starts crying, and the effects were real good on the eye. Then he has him, like the episode name is called, he had Carl sing him a song, and again, this is where Chandler Riggs' acting chops kind of showed. Again, he's singing "You Are My Sunshine." It's really affecting him. All the while, Negan's in the back, just kind of swinging Lucille at phantom skulls, which is great. So then after that, we get the iron scene. So at first, it kind of teases it a little bit that you think it might be Carl getting the iron. I didn't think so. I don't know if that was the purpose, but I just kind of got that vibe. So then you have this guy Mark, who obviously one of Negan's wives went back to, I guess that's his girlfriend or his wife or whatever, and I guess they got caught, being together again, and so Mark had to pay the price because Negan doesn't like hurting or punishing women, apparently. So we get to see firsthand what the iron looks like. He burns Mark's face till he passes out and pisses himself. And that was a pretty cool scene. You get to see all the fatty tissue and everything coming off the face. It just looked like a grilled cheese sandwich or something. It was pretty neat. Back to Eugene and Rosita real quick. Eugene takes Rosita to the place where they're making the bullets with Abraham, and he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to have anything to do with, any kind of rebellion, because he knows that someone's going to pay the price. You just saw 2 people pay the price, but Rosita's relentless. She just completely unloads on poor Eugene, saying that he's worthless. He's only alive because of her and Abraham. He breaks down, makes her the bullet. Then we get another stairwell scene with poor Dwight and Sherry. You could see just like total disconnect, and Sherry is... Dwight has the audacity to ask Sherry, how could you sleep at night? And she asks him, she shoots it right back at him, and he says he doesn't. They're again, it's just like, are we setting these people up to be sympathetic characters later, like Negan and Dwight? I don't know. But it does show, like, they're so polar opposites in this show, these characterizations in the Saviors. Negan's such an asshole 99% of the time, then you get that little glimmer of humanity. Same thing with Dwight. He is a complete asshole to all the survivors when he goes to Alexandria, to Rosita and to Daryl. But then you see these little breaks and these little cracks. So is it just like complete assimilation, or is it setting up later on down the road for a turn for these people? A little more back and forth with Carl and Negan. Then, Carl's just kind of had enough. He just kind of gets in Negan's face saying, you're not going to do anything, this, that, and the other thing. He starts talking a lot of shit, and Negan's just, he's just letting it roll right off his back. So you could tell the whole time, while Carl's trying to be intimidating, Negan's just kind of getting more happy, and kind of the gears start working, and he's just like, okay, you know what? I'm going to take you home and really screw up your life. And we go back to Michonne from the beginning. Like I said, so obviously she's not just leaving her stuff on the floor for anyone to find. She's actually building a roadblock, kind of similar to how we saw in the finale of season 6, where, kind of setting up these little roadblock traps for just random survivors. So she catches a survivor, this lady, and she basically wants this lady to take her back to the sanctuary, to Negan, obviously, to go take him out. Little does she know that Negan's not even there anymore. He's on his way back to Alexandria with Jesus hanging on the top of the boxcar. So Negan and Carl are back in Alexandria. Knock, knock. Who's there? They go right to Olivia's house. I guess he knows where the food's at. I guess that's Rick's house, though. So, Olivia is taking care of Judith while Rick is away. So I guess she stays at Rick's house or whatever. So then we get some really good comedy from Jeffrey Dean Morgan really showed his comedian, no pun intended, not like Watchmen comedian, but his comedic chops in this episode. He was actually pretty funny, and it looked like a lot of the times, like, you could see like Negan as a person kind of come out of it a little bit and just be like, just trying to lighten the mood. Like it was a very interesting dynamic, because he was so menacing, earlier on, especially the Alexandrians, but even to the, some of the saviors, that when it looks like he gets a little sick of it sometimes, and he's just like, man, I'm just making a joke. You guys just let your guard down for a second and laugh at this, especially propositioning poor Olivia. It's not funny, but it was pretty funny. So then, Carl takes him on the Cribs tour, and uncomfortable scene. He finds baby Judith, and you could see some kind of horrible light bulb go off in Negan's mind. He's just like, okay, so is it? First off, it looked like just shock. Wow, there's a child, there's a baby. This Alexandria has these like riches. He's been to a bunch of different little encampments and setups, and you could tell that this is the first time that he's probably seen a little baby. The kingdom, obviously has children, and some of the other places like Oceanside has children. He wiped out all of them that were above 10. But there's something that clicks in him that sees this baby girl, and you don't know if that's going to soften him, or if he's really just going to use this as a tool to completely rule Rick, But that's the thing. It's just like he's already got Rick. Vince at this point is Carl, to get Carl on board. So maybe he's, Judith is the key to unlocking everything. Then it kind of ends up with, Daryl, someone, what we assume would probably be Sherry, slipping a note underneath the door with a key saying "Go now." So it looks like that's going to set up in the mid-season finale Daryl's attempted escape again. Negan's not on property, so it might be a lot easier of a feat this time to get back to Alexandria. Who knows? Maybe he'll meet up with Michonne, who's on the way to the sanctuary, to take out Negan, who's not there. But maybe her and Daryl will hook up and kind of get back to Alexandria that way. So it ends with Negan just basically telling Carl, maybe I don't need you and Rick. Maybe I'm just going to start this life here in Alexandria. I have everything I need. I got Olivia, and I got, a baby to raise. And maybe that's, maybe he's just bored of just being this tyrant. Maybe he'll let the shit run on its own for a while, and he'll just, kind of live a normal life, test that out. That's not going to obviously happen, but maybe that's his thought process. In terms of a score on this one, guys, I'm going to go pretty high. This, we are back on track, especially after last week's hiccup. And boy, that was like not so much a hiccup, but like intensive vomiting. I'm going to do, this is not one of my favorite episodes of the show as a whole. Definitely one of my favorite episodes of the season. I'm going to go pretty big. I'm going to go 3.9 out of 5 Negan Sister Wives. 3.9 out of 9 Negan Sister Wives. for this episode, Sing Me a Song, and I can't wait to next week. That is the mid-season finale. I can't believe we're there already, but we are, sadly, and that one's for Heart Still Beating. Looks like we got a clean-shaven Negan in that episode. It's going to be interesting. So again, an extended episode this week. Again, an extended episode next week. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching these videos, making my review a part of your weekly routine. Tomorrow night, Tyler's coming back, and we're gonna try a mulligan on this Dead Guys Talking thing. And come hell or high water, it will happen. You guys will see the show. Probably on Wednesday morning will be uploaded. So I cannot wait for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Just he and I talking for almost an hour or more. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. Just about everything Walking Dead. As always, guys, thank you so much again, and we'll see you next time.